Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 17 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Chelsea Brooklyn. She has been watching for 7 years. I am so thankful for the support. I can't believe you've been watching that long. That's amazing. You're a rock star. So Chelsea wants to know, what is my dream final 2 for this season? Well, at this point, there aren't many choices. I kind of wish it was just a final 1. But I'm going to agree with Chelsea, who said John and Julia. I would love that. I'd love to see John win. It would also be an interesting final 2 because they both kind of had like an advantage of sorts. John came back into the game and Julia was playing with her twin sister. She was only in for half the time in the beginning, so I think that would be a really interesting final 2, and I think it'd be fun to watch. So let me know who you guys would want to see in the end in the comments. Alright, so this is wild, guys. I hope you're ready for this. Put on your seatbelts. So yesterday they had the Power Veto competition, and turns out that it was hosted by none other than Jesse Goddard's Mr. Pectacular. They trotted him out yet again. So it was some sort of head-to-head competition, which you know is gonna cause drama, especially this late in the game. So the winner was Austin, and he was like drooling all over Jesse. He could not stop gushing about him, and he was like, oh, it felt like Jesse was like passing the torch to me, because we know like Austin is all about his wrestling career and he wants to make it happen. And let's be real, Jesse is one of the most entertainment-wise successful people, you know, to come out of the show. He's made a career for himself, so Austin's like, whoa, this is amazing. But guess what? Some stuff freaking went down during this competition. I've pieced together some things. This is what it sounds like happened. So at one point in the competition, it was Julia's turn to pick who was going to face off. And I guess she like looked over to Vanessa to ask her what to do. And Vanessa was trying to get Julia to pick Austin, and she did. So then Austin like called Vanessa out during the competition and said that she's playing the twins. So then Vanessa was like crying and freaking out like she usually does, and she's just like, I'm not playing you, like this is ridiculous, I'm not playing you, wah. Alright, so then Austin pulls Liz aside and he's like, you saw all that, right? Like Vanessa's trying to take me out, we can't trust her, we probably should have kept James and Meg. And Liz is just like, oh my god, like I'm so over this game, what's happening right now? She said that she's probably going this week, and it's like, whatever, she's over it. And Austin's like, don't say that. Meanwhile, Vanessa is talking to Julia, basically saying the same stuff about Austin. She's like, we can't trust him, I've got all this information on him, like, we can't trust him. You can only trust me and your sister. So then Vanessa is alone with the twins again, and they all agree, Austin is no Clay. He's not just gonna like lay down and give the game to his lady. That was so lame when Clay did that, I have to say. I have to agree with Austin to a point. Like, really? Like, you expect him to give up his game? You guys like just met. But anyway, Liz is going on and on about how Austin is selfish because he's not using the power of veto on her. And Vanessa is bringing this all back to her. She's like, I'm such a good person, like I would never do that, that's an evil thing, like I would never do anything to harm you guys in the game, blah blah blah. And she keeps going on and on about how she's got all this information on Austin, and the twins are like, what, like tell us. And she's like, no, I can't say it because that wouldn't be right. It's a pretty convenient thing to say. But anyway, Austin pulls Vanessa aside, they go and talk alone in the cabana room to hash things out. And Austin's just like, I would have thrown it to Julia, like if it was the right circumstances, but I guess it was too early in the competition, it was too risky to throw it to her at that point. So Vanessa, when she hears this, is pissed. She's like, you know what would have happened if you actually did throw it to Julia? I can't believe you're saying this right now. Vanessa explains, like, if Julia had won the power of veto, she'd be going up on the block against Austin, and one of them would be going home, because there's no way that Steve would nominate Johnny Mac. It just would not happen. So then Austin apologizes for what went down during the power veto competition, for calling Vanessa out. They hash things out, they patch things up, but they want to make people think that they're still fighting for obvious reasons. Like, they want people to think that they're not going to work together. So then Liz and Julia are talking. and they realize one of them is going home this week. Like, Julia will be going up on the block against her sister unless something crazy happens. So they figure people are going to want to keep Julia because she hasn't really won much. She won that one power veto competition, so like, why would they get rid of her over Liz? So Liz is telling her, like, you need to stick with Vanessa. She's got our back, or our backs. And Julia is like, yeah, I agree. I think that Vanessa is telling the truth when she says that she's got all this info on Austin, so like, we can't trust him. And then Liz starts talking about how she's like ready to break it off with Austin. Oh my god, all over this veto. So then Austin keeps trying to talk to Liz. He can sense that things are like really weird, something's bothering her. So Liz keeps ignoring him, and eventually she's just like, leave me alone, go away. So then Liz is talking to Julia again, and she's like, I'm so embarrassed. And she says she's gonna be sleeping in Julia's bed for the rest of the week because Austin is not getting any of that girl's lovin'. Those are her words. Also, this is a direct quote from Liz. The fakeness is real. She's just saying that Austin is super fake and she can't deal with it anymore. He said that he was there for his career. Like, why is he winning power of vetoes if he's like there for his career? So a little bit later, Austin tries to talk to Liz again. It doesn't go well. This was like a fight. So he is trying to explain to Liz that during that power veto competition, that there was that weird moment when Julia looked at Vanessa and he felt like all of them were after him. There was just like this huge conspiracy to get rid of him, and Liz was possibly in on it. So Liz is just like, what the F? Like, that's not, no. So then she's saying she's really mostly upset by his reaction more than anything, because after he won, he was like, oh my god, Jesse, make out with me. And she was like, really? Like, my sister is gonna go up on the block against me and you're like celebrating? So she doesn't like how he was like bragging about his win, gushing over Jesse, and still walking around the house with the veto necklace at that point. This was at least 2 hours after the end of the competition. He's still wearing that necklace. So Liz also brings up, like, Vanessa says she has a lot of info on you. I can't wait to watch this back and find out what it is. So then she's telling him, this is not going to end well, just so you know. And then she says, you are disgusting to me. So then Austin is like, I ruined my life for you. I chose you over a girl from back home because I fell in effing love with you. Yes, he really said that. Oh boy, he dropped the L-bomb too. Whoa. Okay, so then that conversation was over. So Austin is just like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. So he's going around the house asking everyone to talk to Liz for him. He wants them to like mediate and be like, you know, he wants them to vouch for him. So he's telling them, tell her I really care about her and I haven't been lying to her and everything has been really genuine. So they're just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, post-fight, Julia goes to talk to Liz. So Julia walks in the room. This was hilarious. She's like tripping over Austin's stuff next to the bed. So she's like, I'm tired of tripping over this. So she picks it up and throws it onto the little chair in the comic room. And there were like great sound effects. It was just wonderful. She threw the hat and everything. So that made Liz laugh a little bit. So then Julia's realizing like this is getting a little bit ridiculous. She lets Liz know Vanessa's really making it sound like Austin actually loves her. So she's also reminding Liz, like, Austin is a super fan. He's been watching this forever. He really wants to win this. We have, like, barely seen any of the show. We got what we wanted, we came on TV, and we stuck around for a while. So, like, we should not be this mad at Austin. It's kind of ridiculous. So then Vanessa joins them for some wine, and Vanessa just goes straight into, I've never done anything to hurt you in this game. I hope you know that. I swear on my mother, like, I've never done anything to hurt you. So when she's done with that, she's like, so which one of you do you guys want to stay? So then they're talking about that. They go through the pros and cons. So at this point, like, Liz definitely would have more of a chance of winning if she were to make the final two than Julia. But it looks like Julia would be more likely to make the final two because she's not a big target like Liz is, so like people might just drag her along, but she'd be more likely to get second place. So eventually they decide like Julia should stay because she's less of a target. So then Vanessa goes and talks to Austin again, and she lets him know like it's really pissing the twins off that you're still wearing that power veto necklace. Keep in mind, at this point, it's like 3.5 hours after the competition ended. What are you doing? So he finally takes it off, and now it's time for Austin to start like cooking up his apology. I mean, like, he's actually cooking up his apology. He cooks dinner for the twins. He's got these huge plates of chicken and veggies, and on top of that, Liz's chicken is in the shape of a scary heart. So Steve delivers this food to the twins because Austin doesn't want to do it. It would be kind of awkward. And the twins are like, what? Like, oh my god. They say, we'll eat it later. So Steve has to bring him back to the kitchen, like a little biatch. So then Austin and Vanessa are having a strategy chat, and they're like, whoa, we control the votes this week. What are we gonna do? So Vanessa's trying to figure out which twin they should keep, and she's like, you know what? I think we would have a better chance of making it to the end with Julia rather than Liz. So Austin is like, well, the game comes first. You think he would really vote out Liz? I feel like, no. But who knows? So the rest of the night, Liz and Austin did not talk again last night because Austin was like, whoa, I should give her some space. But Austin did spend a lot of time gushing over Jesse some more. So that's fun. Alright, this morning, I also want to mention that Liz and Austin did not sleep in the same bed last night. But this morning, Liz crawls back into bed with Austin. They're both like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. They're like, there was a lot of crazy stuff happening yesterday. I can't, like, we can't let the game mess us up. Like, we're good together, whatever. So they apologized to each other, and guess what? Soon after that, they were making out again. Oh, these two are crazy. They deserve each other. Okay, so meanwhile, Johnny Mac and Vanessa strategy chat in the backyard, and Johnny Mac is like, I think we're overthinking this. We should just keep it simple. Take out Liz this week. She's definitely a better competitor, and at this point, we need to win competitions. So Vanessa's like, you make a good point. So they both feel really good about where they are right now because they're not really anyone's main target. They feel like they have Steve in front of them as a shield now. People are going to be more likely to go after Steve because of this week. So then speaking of Steve, Johnny Mac has a strategy chat with him, and Johnny Mac brings up again, like, I'd rather get rid of Liz this week, but he's like, I'll do whatever the twins prefer because I don't really care that much. So whatever they want, I'm open to doing that. But Johnny Mac says the remaining twin, however, has to go next. Like, she cannot go to the final four. It's going to be too tempting for somebody to drag that twin, probably Julia, to the finale, and they just can't have that. So it is what it is. But it's been a pretty tame day thus far, especially considering yesterday. But the power veto ceremony should be tomorrow. I think we all know what's going to happen. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. This whole breakup and getting back together thing was nuts. It was nuts. Okay, so until tomorrow, much love.
Edit.